dear students, parents, directorate leaders, officials, and my dear colleagues, my dear teachers. And let me give you a brief summary of this conference, purpose and goal. Our conference, the power of reading. The power of reading. Does reading has a power? Does it have a power? Yeah, for sure. Our conference was prepared for a long time ago. It took a month, not just a month. It took a long period of time to be prepared. And alhamdulillah, it came to light. When we realized the importance of having a public talk about the benefits individuals gain through reading, that is simply because reading is a commitment. It is not just for fun. When you read, you know, you think, you decide, and you create and have fun. So simply reading affects our, what do you think? Yes, it affects our behavior, and it affects our attitude. This is simply reading. So I searched for someone who shares the same kind of interest. At last, I found him. That is Dr. Brassell, Dr. Dani Brassell. Dr. Dani is not just a teacher. Yeah, I could tell you a lot, or just a brief summary about him, okay? Dr. Dani Brassell is an educational advisor and top-selling author and reading leader, as called in America, America's leading reader, who's going to be talking about his projects all over the world, wishing that American language schools would take the benefits of them. One of his most favorite saying is that if you have to succeed, just read and then lead. So read, lead, and succeed. And as for now, we're going to listen to a speech said by Mrs. Samia Al-Hinnawi, the educational consultant of the schools.
Thank you very much. Love you. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Dear distinguished guests, Directorate of Education, dear parents and dear students, dear colleagues, I welcome you here today to celebrate the Power of Reading Conference. Today we are in Shibin al-Koum, the capital of al-Manufiyya. Al-Manufiyya is one of the biggest governorates in the Delta region. Here we are gathered today to welcome from California, USA, America's leading reading ambassador, Professor Dani Brassell. Welcome to Egypt and to Manufiyya and to the American School. And Mr. Nestor Sanchia. We are all gathered here today to advocate, to support, to help hand in hand to bring about the power of reading in our students and in the Egyptians. Our school has been privileged to have obtained several prizes in the reading context throughout the years 2016, 17, and 18. We have won first place on the Egyptian scale. We have won third place on the International Arab World Speaking Scale. We have also won 2017 also on the Egyptian scale reading contest prizes, our children, our students in the American school. The famous writer Francis Bacon said in his essays, he stated that some books are tasted. Some books, when you read them, you just taste it. You just flick the papers. While others are chewed. I chew them. I like them a little bit. I understand them a little bit more. Most are swallowed, the books we read. You swallow the information. You think about it and you try to acquire it, and yet few are digested. Digested means in the tummy. I'm capable of redoing it, reliving the things I've read. To acquire the habit of reading is to construct to yourself a refuge, somewhere alone. You read in the realms of your kingdom. You try everything you read, you try to live by it. From almost all the miseries of life, whenever you're worried, whenever you're not okay with yourself, whenever you're sad, just take a book, grab a book and start reading it. You'll be peaceful within yourself. They who do not read can have nothing to think and little to say. But once you don't read, you don't acquire a lot of knowledge, you'll never be able to speak, you'll never be able to get out things that you have not read about, either history or culture around the world. Books are a mirror. Books are a mirror reflecting your life and a window. They're a mirror reflecting your life, and they're a mirror from which you peek into others' lives, okay? By reading, you can learn anything about everything and everything about anything. Just grab a book. The very important thing about children, to open a child's imagination means to read a book. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Samia. Ms. Samia Al-Hanawi is the educational consultant of the school, and before listening to a speech said by Mr. Ala, the principal of the school, we have to welcome all our guests. Mr. Ala.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ 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 باسم ربك الذي خلق، خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. فنحن الآن في مضمار القراءة. لقاؤنا اليوم القراءة، أيا كانت القراءة بلغة ما. علاء الدين يوسف، القائم بعمل مدير المدارس الأمريكية للغات. أرحب بحضراتكم، أرحب بضيفينا العزيزين دكتور داني ومستر نستر. أرحب بالدكتور أشرف العربي مدير التعليم الخاص بالمنوفية. أرحب بالأستاذ وليد عشري مدير التعليم الخاص بإدارة شبيل الكوم التعليمية. أرحب بالسادة الأفاضل موجهي اللغة الإنجليزية بمحافظة المنوفية. أرحب بالتربية الاجتماعية. أرحب بالتعليم الخاص بالدكتورة سحر. أرحب بالدكتور باسم عبد العظيم نائبا عن جامعة المنوفية، شاعرنا الجميل الذي طالما صار وجال في مدرستنا فهو يعرفها كما يعرف بيته تماما. أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا الحفل الطيب الكريم. نرحب بكم في المدارس الأمريكية للغات، ولأنها لا تنسى إلا أنها أبت إلا أن تتغلغل في القلوب وتسيطر على المشاعر وتحثنا على كل عمل وعلى كل عطاء جيد. إنها سيدة التعليم بمحافظة المنوفية التي طالما ألقت لنا بكل النصح والإرشاد نهتدي بهديها ونسير على خطاها. الأستاذة الفضلى الأستاذة سناء دراز، المدير التنفيذي لمديرية التربية والتعليم بالمنوفية. آثرت أن أرجئ سيرتها الطيبة في نهاية كلماتي حتى نزين بها هذه الكلمات ونتوج كلماتي هذه بدور ولا آلة. واستأذن حضرتك في كلمة بسيطه. انا عارف ان حضرتك مستعجله، لكن طالما حضرتك معانا زي ما حضرتك ارتاحي سيادتك، ارتاحي سيادتك.
السلام عليكم. اهلا وسهلا بكم كلكم. اهلا وسهلا بمستر، واهلا وسهلا بمس ساميه، واهلا وسهلا بالدكتور اشرف، واهلا وسهلا بالاستاذ وليد. اهلا وسهلا باولياء الامور والساده المدرسين. المدرسه دي مدرسه مميزه عندنا كلنا في الاداره وفي المديريه، بنحبها لانها بتربي ولادنا كويس. النهارده واحنا جايين مخصوص عشان نحضر معاكم الاشتراك والمساهمه في المسابقه الدوليه اللي هيعملوها جديد ان شاء الله، ريدنج في الاور بالانجلش. انا كنت اتود واتمنى ان انا احضر كلمه باللغه الانجليزيه، بس انا للاسف بقالي 10 سنين ما بتكلمش اللغه الانجليزيه، ومعتزله بشتغل مانجمنت في الاداره، فالحمد لله ان انا بعرف اتكلم العربي كويس قوي. بنقول لكم كل سنه وانتم طيبين، وبنقول للزوار بتوعنا الجست بتوعنا، بنقول لهم عايزين نقول لكم حاجه بس. احنا محافظ المنوفيه بيقول ان المنوفيه بتشتهر بقوه سيداتها وقوه رجالها وعظمه رجالها، فبنقول لكم اهلا وسهلا بكم على ارض المنوفيه برجال عظماء وسيدات عظماء وطلبه ومشرفينا. واحنا اقل حاجه عندنا 76 وزير في الوزاره، عندنا اقل حاجه 4 رؤساء مجلس وزاره، رؤساء وزاره، رؤساء مجلس النواب، وعندنا ما شاء الله علينا كمان عندنا 4 رؤساء جمهوريه. وان شاء الله بنتمنى ان نفضل على طول بنسود المحافظه وبنسود العالم، وان شاء الله المنوفي هيفضل طول عمره قائد وقياده وسياسه وعالم، ونفضل نتباهى بيكم في العالم كله. اهلا وسهلا بيكم ومرحبا بيكم على ارض الايه بقى؟ ارض الفردوس. بعد هي ارض الفردوس، الارض الطيبه اللي بتحتضن كل العالم ولها منا كل سلام، لانها انشات فينا حب للوطن، حب للوطنيه، حب للجيش، حب للشرطه، حب لاولادنا، حب للتعليم. بنرحب بيكم في بلادنا ونقول لكم اهلا وسهلا بيكم، ونتمنى لو تيجوا تحضروا معانا فطارنا المتواضع في اسرتنا المتواضعه، ونقول لكم كل سنه وانتم طيبين. اهلا وسهلا بيكم، كل سنه وانتم طيبين.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dani, and I'll tell you, I'll translate what she said. She said lovely things, and she came out. والأرض بتصبح أحب إن أنا أقول شعر أنا كاتباه باللغة الإنجليزية. الشعر ده رسالة من المدرسين طبعا للطلبة والأولياء الأمور وللعملية التعليمية بحالها. This is supposed to be a poem which I have written. So it's a poem by Miss Samia Al-Khinnawi. It's a message from teachers. رسالة من المعلمين. Teachers come from faraway places, no matter what may be their status. Excuse me, I'll translate, okay? المدرسين بيجوا من كل الأنحاء علشان يعلموا أولادكم. No matter what may be their status. ممكن تبقى تعبانة، ممكن تبقى متجوزة، ممكن تبقى عندها أطفال. To teach you life, to lecture and preach. عشان يعلموا ولادكم الحياة، وعشان يحضروا، وعشان يعلموا وينصحوا. And make you good citizens to please. ويخلوا الولاد دول مواطنين صالحين علشان يرضوا بلدهم. They leave their homes and kids and affairs. بيتركوا البيت والمنزل والأزواج والأطفال وشغلهم كله. With gentleness and kindness for you to bear. بحنية وباشتياق، وعشان يجوا بس علشان الولاد. Teachers come to you full of cares. عندهم هموم كتيرة وعندهم حاجات عايزين يأدوها لكم ويدوها لكم. And what you only do, الأطفال العيال في الفصل, is just sit and stare. قاعدين بيبحلقوا منتظرين spoon feeding by the teachers, نزغتهم المعلومة. And in the class, you never care. Students في الفصل ساعات ما بيهتموش بالمدرس وما بيدلوش الاحترام الكافي بتاعه. A whisper here and a giggle there. بيهمسوا وبيكلموا بعض. But in the end, marks are fair. الدرجات هي الفيصل بين المدرس والتلميذ. It shows you how much we care. إننا برضو لسه بنصلح تيست وبنصلح بعد الظهر وبعد الحصة علشان انتوا تبقوا كويسين. It's him or her everywhere and some advice in the air. احنا بنهتم بالطلبة بتوعنا الولد والبنت وبننصحهم وبنقعد ننصح فيهم حتى لو كانوا شقاق. For who will be too quick to offend somebody who's actually coming to apprehend. الولاد بيجوا عشان يذاكروا وعشان يتعلموا واحنا موجودين عشان خدمة we give the service للchildren, للstudents. It's boys and girls strangled by a tie. بيقولنا باليونيفورم وساعات بالكرافتة. And oh, what a sight it is when they sigh لما يتنهدوا كده هوت because oh, the principal comes passing by. لما المدير أو المديرة مجرد إنهم يشوفوهم يا خبر أبيض دي مس سامية جاية، يا خبر أبيض ده مستر علاء خش استخبى هنا. Somebody, they all line up and say hi or bye. They never seem to be at ease, even when there is a subject to please. حتى في الحصص الحلوة اللذيذة اللي بيحبوها ساعات بيبقوا عايزينها بسرعة تخلص. They do their best for it to cease. Alas, parents have already paid the fees. لكن أهاليكم دفعت المصاريف فلازم تقعدوا وتذاكروا وتسمعوا المدرس. When there's a party, they're at their best with chicken and pizza and all the rest. في الحفلات يا سلام هم موجودين ولابسين ومبسوطين في تشيكن وفي بيتزا وفي ساندويتشز ومبسوطين خالص. But what will it be when there's a test? في الامتحان هيحصل ايه؟ Some go down and some achieve the crest. ناس بتقع وناس average وناس بتوصل للقمة. So it's me or you or what you will. انتوا أحرار. Forget me not. Forget me not. ما تنسانيش. Is my actual bill. دي الإيصال بتاعي الفاتورة بتاعتي إنك ما تنساش المدرس. Remember well and keep in mind. تذكر جيدا يا أطفال يا أولياء الأمور. A clever, faithful teacher is hard to find. مدرس شاطر كفء طيب مش سهل إنك تلاقيه. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our inspiring teacher. And as for now, I want you all to welcome Professor Danny Brassell, who's going to give a little speech or a statement about reading.
Shukra and Ensala. I'm practicing my Arabic. Your English is better than my Arabic. Thank you all for coming tonight. Miss Salih and I, well, first of all, let's give a big hand to Mohammed. He's the person that put all of this together. Mohammed did incredible work. Perfect evening for this. Miss Salih and I share a passion for traveling around the world. And so I love visiting new countries. This is my first time in Egypt. And this is a beautiful, beautiful school. You should be very proud of this school. I was at a very poor school once, and it was interesting. We had a night just like this, and they didn't have lights. And so the parents and the teachers and the children, they all brought candles to the event to light up the school. And it was a very important lesson to me because the principal said, if any one of you don't come, we don't have your light, and it makes the entire school a little bit darker. And so I thank you for coming tonight to brighten up your school. So Mohammed asked me to speak to you about what I call the reading breakthrough. The reason it's a reading breakthrough is because schools like this one, I think, do an excellent job of teaching kids how to read. But the question I always ask teachers and parents is, what good is it teaching a kid how to read if they never want to read? My job is to help kids learn why to read so that they do it long after I'm their teacher. I've never had to tell a child, watch TV. I've never had to tell a child, go play a video game. And I never want to have to tell a child, go read a book. I want reading to be so fun that kids always choose to read on their own. And so tonight, I would like to share with you 3 keys I have found in getting kids to read more, read better, and love reading. The first key is this. Reading should always be fun. So to demonstrate how to make reading fun, with the person next to you, I want you to pick a person beside you, and I want one of you to hold your hand like this. Everybody have one person hold a hand like this. And then the person that is your partner, I want you to then try and pound that person's palm like so. All right, and now what I would like you to do is to just simply try and shake that person's hand. Can you shake their hand? And I think what you'll find is it's a lot easier to shake a person's hand than to try to push them. And the same is with kids for reading. It's a lot easier to get kids to read when you let them read what they want rather than telling them what to read. So when you make reading fun, I think about my first grade teacher. My first grade teacher, when I was 6 years old, she gathered all of us first graders on the reading carpet, and she read to us a book called Millions of Cats. And she came to a part in the book where she read aloud to us, hundreds of cats, thousands of cats, millions and billions and trillions of cats. And this is what all of us children did. Ah! She scared us. I will never forget this book because of that teacher. Well, many years later, when I became a teacher, I realized that was good teaching. I remember it. I don't believe in scaring children, but I do believe in getting kids to remember lessons. I know how to do it. So everybody repeat after me. Hundreds of cats. Thousands of cats. Millions and billions and trillions of cats. Good. This time we'll go whisper, whisper. Normal voice, loud voice. All right? So everybody repeat after me. Hundreds of cats. Thousands of cats. Millions and billions and trillions of cats. Okay? This time we'll do it like dogs. So we go hundreds of cats. Thousands of cats. Millions and billions and trillions of cats. All right? Now everybody repeat after me. Hundreds of cats. Oh, you got to be better dogs than that. Here, you come help me. Come help me. What's your name? Jesse. Jesse, everybody give Jesse a big hand. All right, so you repeat after me. Show everybody how to do it, Jesse. So I go, hundreds of cats.
Hundreds of cats. Oh!
Jesse's a good dog. Thousands of cats.
Thousands of cats. Oh!
Millions and billions and trillions of cats.
Billions and billions and trillions of cats. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, good dog, good dog. Everybody give Jesse a hand. See, the way you get kids to love reading is you always make reading fun. So that's the first key to reading better. The second key is this. It doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. So when I was Jesse's age, I hated reading because reading to me meant whatever people told me to read. You need to read this. You need to read this. You need to read this. And it wasn't until I became much older I started to enjoy reading because I read what I wanted to read. I can tell you right now, the little boy who reads comic books is going to be a better reader than the little boy who doesn't read anything at all. It doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. And so the program I developed called the Reading Breakthrough is in 67 days. Every single day for 67 consecutive days, I send you a video, if you're a parent or a teacher, and I give you an idea on how to get your kid excited about reading. Because the more excited we are to read, the more likely we are to read. And the more we read, the better we get. So the key number I want all of you to think about is 20. So there was a study done around the world that looked at the low students, the average students, and the best students. And they looked for patterns on what helped students succeed. All around the world they found one, which was interesting. The number of minutes spent reading outside of school. So the kids at the bottom of the class average less than 1 minute a day. That makes sense. That's why they're at the bottom of the class. The kids in the middle of the class, they average just 10 minutes a day outside of school reading for fun. So think about that. If you can get your kid to read just 10 minutes a day, you can take them from the bottom of the class to the middle of the class. That's what the research shows. But even more incredible, the kids at the top of the class, they don't average 3 hours a day. They don't even average 1 hour a day. All they average is 20 minutes a day of reading outside of school. And so the question I ask you, especially parents, is can you get your kid to read for 20 minutes a day outside of school? And that's what my program shows. And Mohammed has all kinds of information about my program that he'll share with all of you later because I won't be here forever. But I want you to know that anybody can get their kid reading 20 minutes a day. And again, it doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. Some kids like to read books. Some kids like to read magazines. Some people like to read newspapers. When I was a kid, the only thing I liked to do was eat. You got a kid like that? Give them a menu from a restaurant. They'll read that. They're excited about it. It doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. One of my favorite ways to get students reading is with songs. My kids remember songs, and so I wanted to teach all of you a song because I'm a teacher. So I need everybody to stand up right now. Everybody stand up. Jesse, get back up here. You'll be my volunteer again. Come on here, Jesse. Everybody give Jesse a big hand. Good job, Jesse. Oh, Yassine. Yassine. Say it for everybody. There are seven.
There are seven.
There are seven.
There are seven.
Continents.
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 Europe, Asia, Africa.
Europe, Asia, Africa.
North and South America.
North and South America.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Australia.
Australia.
Very good. Give us a very, very big hand again. Good job, everybody. No, oh, no, you stay up. You stay up. All right, now I'll teach us days of the week in English. So everybody repeat after me. Sunday.
Sunday.
Monday.
Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday.
Friday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
The days of the week. Very good. Now you can sit down. Give yourselves a big hand. Good job. So we learn reading should always be fun. It doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. And the final little key I'd like to give you tonight before I go to sit back down is that you are what you read, so read good stuff. So if you want to be happy, read things that make you happy. Don't read the news. Read whatever you want, but make sure to read something that you want to be. And I can already see Mohammed standing up, so I have to sit down here. Okay, so I'm going to end. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. So, when I used to teach, as my students left my classroom, I always said the same thing. Education is valuable, but execution is priceless. Knowledge is not power. Only applied knowledge is power. You know, knowing what the right thing to do and actually doing the right thing are two totally different things. And so I'll end with a math question, even though I know this is a reading talk. Here's a math equation for you. 3 frogs are on a log. One decides to hop off the log. How many frogs are left on the log? 2? The correct answer is 3. Making a decision to hop and actually hopping are 2 different things. And so it's great that all of you came here tonight to support your children on reading. But if you really want to make a difference in your child's life, you need to make reading a priority. And that's what the Reading Breakthrough does for all of you, is it shows us how to bring the joy back into education by getting kids to read more, read better, and love reading. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, let's summarize what has just been said. عاوزين نلخص اللي اتقال يا جماعه عشان نطلع منه فعلا بورقه عمل كده زي ما بيقولوا. ايه اللي حصل؟ ايه اللي اتقال بقى؟ Yes, Miss Mother. So how to make reading is for fun. أخلي ازاي القراءة ممتعة. How to. Yes. What else? How to. So how to make students read? Great. How to. The question is how to make reading fun. ازاي بقى اخلي reading دي للمتعة يعني بنستمتع بيها. مش بس اننا بنقعد نقرا جرايد كده وخلاص ونرميها في الاخر. لا انا عاوز اقرا حاجة واطلع منها مستفيد. ازاي؟ What do you think?
To read what you want. What you want. They want
ايه؟
to read what they want to read.
اوكي، يعني اني اختار الحاجه اللي انا احب اقراها، اقرا في اي حاجه انا عايزها، انا حاببها. مش شرط ان التيتشر بتاعي يقول لي، احنا كتيتشرز يا جماعه مش شرط اننا نجبر الطلبه نقول لهم you have to read this or that. لا خالص، اقرا اللي انت حابه. And that is what we did in the activities and especially in the reading in English challenge, right? اللي هو خلاص انت you as a student انت عندك كم ستوريز وبوكس قد كده، اقرا اللي تحبه، اللي تحبه اقراه واحنا معاك. بعد كده اعمل سمري ليها، اوكي واحنا معاك برضه. بعد كده ممكن تحكي لنا ستوري عن الكتاب اللي انت قريته، احنا موافقين. اوكي، اختار الكتاب اللي انت حابه، اعمل ستوري عنه. طب انا عاوز اعمل اوبن ديسكشن عن الكتاب، عاوز اعمل مناقشه عن الكتاب اللي انا قريته انا as a student. بيرفكت، ممتاز. هنسمعكم دلوقتي كلكم حنين، هنسمع كل الناس دلوقتي حنين. اوكي، عندنا ما شاء الله كم هائل من الستودنتس اللي كانوا حابين يشاركوا، بس احنا اخترنا الافضل الناس بس سريعا عشان يقدروا يحكوا لنا عن خبراتهم مع reading in English challenge. spelling bee مثلا، ايه كمان؟ غير spelling bee و reading in English challenge، ايه كمان يا ياسين؟ The English seminars and research, right? Okay, great. طيب, as for now, we need to be, yes, your turn. We need to listen carefully to a presentation for the activities done at a school by our students. Okay, that is done at the American language schools, the Department of English. يعني هنستمع لبعض الأنشطة اللي احنا بنعملها في المدرسة في قسم اللغة الإنجليزية واللي مرتبطة بموضوع الكونفرنس. Reading is power, or the power of reading. قوة القراءة. قوة هنا تأثير، أثر القراءة. Okay? Yes, and there is Miss Marwa Diab.
At ALS, we care so much about activities, believing that they are the best way to achieve success and guarantee having fun. We owe a great deal of attention to reading activities because we know reading is knowledge, and knowledge is power. It's not just knowledge, but the applied knowledge. We thought about urging students to read simple books and stories. They did that at school, at home, at everywhere they choose read. We follow them during the reading process to ensure they read correctly, think critically, and speak fluently. The steps we walk to ensure students read: we surrounded them with reading materials, we asked them to read and to send the records via WhatsApp, then corrected their mistakes. We also showed enthusiasm for our students' reading. Our reaction had a great impact on how hard students try to become good readers. Another activity was spelling bee contest, which is fun activity. In this competition, we encouraged our students enhance vocabulary. Spelling bee contest enhanced our students' vocabulary, and this allowed them to excel at reading and writing. The ability to understand more words allowed the students to become literate and enjoy reading an extensive range of material. The spelling bee allowed students to develop a range of cognitive skills, including the ability to handle pressure. The spelling bee also helped students gain the confidence.
Okay. And before that, we're going to listen to Miss Mahazanadi speaking about this and how was the reading in English a challenge, what was the role of teachers, and what was the role of students and parents. Okay? Thank you so much, Ms. Ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Please allow me to welcome Dr. Brassell and Mr. Santiago. We are very happy that you chose our schools to be your starting point in Egypt. Welcome to our schools and welcome to Egypt. Allow me also to welcome all our guests, educational directorate heads, supervisors, teachers, parents, and beloved students. Our students, our investment, our hope. This is all for you to learn, to blossom, to flourish, to grow, and to lead. Believing in you and what you can do was the reason behind holding such a conference in which we emphasize and implant the power of knowledge. Reading helps you explore new worlds, and knowledge helps you change the world. Believing in this, we exposed our students to a series of activities that target their language and enrich their minds. English seminars were held, spelling bee competitions were encouraged, but the most prominent of them all was the Reading in English Challenge. This program was once an idea from a creative teacher, Mr. Anas Mahmoud, then a believer, Ms. Asma Sami, and a leader who wanted both teachers and students to get the utmost benefit from such programs. We first started by asking students to read and record what they read in audio tracks. Then we started to teach them how to summarize books and to rephrase what they read. At last, they were asked to present the books they read in front of a committee and fellow peers. And what a surprise! Students could easily pass through all stages with passion. And the more they read, the more passionate they become, and the more enthusiastic we get. Here and now, we are really proud of what they could do, and we shall always be proud of what they would do. At the end, allow me to thank our beloved students, our magnificent teachers, our school admins, and last but not least, the parents, who were always there for their kids. Faithful we started, determined we moved, and hopeful we shall always continue to work for the welfare of a world full of empowered leaders in all fields. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. And for now, it's your turn again, Dr. Dani. And just in brief notes, tell us about your feedback about the activities that we do out of school.
I think it's great. I'm very impressed with all of you. You say I'm great. I love that all of you are here tonight. You're not the people I have to talk to. You're the people that are already committed to helping your children succeed, if you're a teacher or a parent. The reason you've had so many kids succeed is because of you. And I love the Reading in English program, but I want you to remember this. It's more important that your children learn how to read in Arabic first, if that's their first language. Because the better you get in your first language, that will transfer into whatever second language you decide to take, whether it's English or French or whatever. So make sure you keep on doing that. But I love the enthusiasm of the children. And the thing that impressed me the most tonight was when I asked you get up and sing, you all got up and sang. I always ask adults crazy things, and I say, how do you expect your child to ever take a risk if you're not willing to take a risk? The reason your students are succeeding is because they're around you and you're willing to take risk every single day. So thank you very much for all of your commitment to your children. I appreciate it.
Okay, and of course, I couldn't let it go without having my dear friend speaking about his opinion about our school. Yes, you. Yeah. You're called. Mr. Nestor Santia.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Thank you very much. First, Mohammed, it is such a fantastic work in putting everything together for us. It makes everything possible. So I want to everybody, to just to bring in a applause. Thank you very much. Jesse, it was one example of what I was looking, today. Yes, Danny says it, the adults stand up, but scared, okay? Jesse didn't demonstrate any kind of remorse or anything like that. So congratulations, but I saw just one, and probably the one, thank you. The other kids in the back, they should be also participating, and us, parents, okay, teachers, we should start encouraging them, okay? I think that's my view tonight. And I have to say, sometimes we are not doing the job that we should be doing. And this is a moment for me, what I'm seeing. I just came from an airport, you know, and I'm seeing Egypt growing at a fast speed. And I don't know if everybody is, you know, ready, okay, for that. We should be growing as Egypt is growing, you know, you Egyptians, because it's a fantastic moment in your country, and I wish the best for you in this travel, you know, because it's going to be fantastic. The next few years for you is going to be a great thing, a great moment. I will look, you know, in the newspapers and the news everywhere how you are succeeding and encouraging, you know, your kids and everything. I was probably listening to the directives today, and one of the most important things are leadership. It's in your hands right now. The leadership of Egypt is in your hands. 2030 is the most important thing that you have to be thinking today. And kids like Jesse and every other kid in this school is the future. And I think that, you know, we all should be thinking about that. And what a better place, and a place like today. You're sitting over there, and I'm sitting here, just looking at you, seeing the sunset, seeing the school, and I'm very proud, you know, I'm very proud and honored to be tonight with you, with everybody. Thank you, Mohammed, again, and to be with all of you that I don't know if I'm gonna see you again, but I wish you the best in life, okay? Really, from the bottom of my heart, but it's up to you to get all the kids for the future, you know, to get all the kids like we should be pushing them, encouraging them with acts. And it starts by singing. You see, we didn't do what Danny was doing. He did. Immediately, he came here and he showed us how it's being done. And this is what the teachers are doing, you know, showing the kids how it's being done. And they are going to be the future, because everybody's looking for leadership right now. So I thank you very much, and I thank you, Jesse, in the name of all the kids over there, you know, and in the back of the room, or the back of the place here, just to be encouraged, to be leaders here. And thank you, Egypt, and thank you, you know, you, to give us this opportunity to talk today, okay? Thank you. I don't know. I hope you enjoy the presentation, and I hope you enjoy what Danny is doing, and this is just the beginning. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, and as for now, it's your turn. We took a lot of time. ده وقت حبايبي. The little kids. It's time to tell us about the activities that you did in front of the committee here. مين who's going to start؟ مين يا ترى؟ مش عارف ليه أنا حاسس إنه ياسين أو حنين. Where is حنين؟ Okay, ياسين? Are you ready? Okay.
I love to read because it makes me smarter and feeds my imagination. Sometimes when my mom tells me it's time to read a book, I'm not happy because I'll be playing or watching TV. Then I opened my book, things started to change. I get wrapped up in a story quickly. The pages seem to turn themselves. I'm gonna keep reading, not because my teachers and parents tell me, but because I really enjoy good stories. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Adil, or Ms. Marodian.
Okay, who's next? Yes, your name, please. Salma? Okay. And then we're going to listen to Haneen once you're done.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, I'm very pleased to speak and introduce myself. I'm Salma Omar Arab. I'm 8 years old. I'm in grade 3. I'm very excited to speak about my school. My school is one of the best schools in Munafiyah. It has the best classes and teachers. It has a lot of activities in different fields as sport, music, art, and technology. I love my school and my teachers very much. I'm proud of my school. Thanks a lot.
Good job. Honey. Yes.
Hello everybody, I am Hanin Galbat, grade 3. Dear teachers and students, welcome to our conference. Welcome Dr. Danny Brassell. I am very happy to share of my experience in fruit research. I learned the right way to eat fruit and when and how to take care of my body. It was a fun experience, and I hope you learn from it too. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, who else? Yes, please. What's her name?
Hi, my name is Maria. Today I am going to tell you about last year in my school, American Language School. I'm so proud of it. It's the best school ever. Last year we did lots of activities. It was so fun. First of all, we acted about the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It was so fun. I wish it can be done again. And also we did the spelling bee. It was very fun and I liked it so much. Also we did a competition about the long E and short E in the grammar. And last but not least, we did the reading challenge. It was so fun and I loved last year. I wish this year can be the same year as last year and better. Thank you for all listening to me. Bye.
Thank you so much. And here is, okay, what's her name?
Hussein. Good evening. My name is Hussein Muhammad Hussein. I'm 10 years old. I'm in grade 5, class 5A. Last year I had a great chance to participate with English department in the Reading Challenge program that consists of reading multiple interesting stories and summarize them. I was pleased by enriching my vocabulary and enhancing my favorite knowledge. Thank you for Mr. Ahmed Abdu, my mom that supports me, and finally my school, American Language. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Hussein. Yes, please, go on. Yeah, of course, we have a lot of them, mashallah. Yes.
I am Yusuf Abdulghani. I am in grade 4
In American language school, I'd like today to speak about the school activities which we do here in the American school with our lovely teachers. The activities are spelling bee, reading challenge, English seminar. All these activities enhance our understanding and skills. School activities also serve to infuse fun into learning as well as foster students and as confidence. And as I participated in one of those activities which was spelling bee, I'd like to define it. Spelling bee activity helps students to improve their spelling, increase their vocabulary, learn concepts, and develop correct English usage that will help them their lives. Spelling bee is important because it aids in reading, helps cement the correction that is shared between sound and letters. Finally, the participation in school activities important to improve students' skills.
Good job, thank you. Yes, please. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Judy. I'm 9 years old, grade 4 at American Language School. I participated in English activities like spelling bee that helping me to enrich my vocabulary seminar and reading challenge. I hope to participate more in English activities in the next year.
Good job, Judy, thank you.
Peace and blessing of Allah be upon you all. Hello, my dear teachers. I am Mahmoud, grade 2 with you. Being part of American Language School means the world to me. I am here today to spread my gratitude, but no words can express how thankful I am.
Yes, please. Okay, please back to your seats, and once we're done, okay, yes, come in. Oh, hey. Your name? Rodina? Okay.
Hello, my name is Rodina. I am 7 years old. I shared in many competitions in my school, which improved my knowledge and gave me power. So I want to learn more and more. I love my school.
Thank you so much, Rudy. Iyad is next.
الو حوده ما تجيب هات البطارية التانية بسرعة.
Hello, my name is Iyad Softi. I participated in spelling bee competition and it helped me to learn and memorize lots of words. And also I made a research about fruits and it helped me to know more information about it, and that's how healthy they are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, please. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Ruqayya. I'm 8 years old. I'm from Egypt. This year I will be in grade 3. Last year I joined the challenge of spelling bee. It was very amazing. And I learned many new words. I love all my English teachers, especially Ms. Asma Sain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, please go on. What's your name? Okay. Yes, he wants to make a conversation with Dr. Danny, so it's going to be once we're done, okay? After the conference, okay? Just wait for us. Once we're done, we're going to make the conversation with him, okay? We're waiting for you. Yes, please, go on. Your name?
Good evening. My name is Abdurrahman. I am 8 years old. I am in grade 4, class 4C. Last year, I participated with my English department in spelling bee contest. I enjoyed being in a great challenge with my mates to enrich my vocabulary. I was blessed by enhancing my power of knowledge.
So, welcome, Mr. Dani. Once I read the title of the seminar or today's conversation, I was very interested to search more upon your project, the reading breakthrough, and your book, and so on, and your conversation on TED was very fantastic. I liked it. So my question for you is that I read on paragraph about you that when you were a kid, you wasn't that, let's say, voracious about reading. You said that, oh, I read it like that, directly like that. You more like you do reading. That's what I read. I don't know for sure. But so my question to you, for those children who like let's say, I like football for a physical activity. Some like chess, and other like things like, let's say, hockey and so on, physical activities and so on. So how can a children who doesn't basically love reading and so on such things? He thinks that I'm going to be a footballer, I'm going to be some kind of sporter and so on. Does this children, me as a teacher, am I to direct him to love reading and so on? Because I think, or I assume, he doesn't need to read. So that's my question to you. Is it a must for every children to read, even if it's not in their area of expertise?
That's a great. First of all, everybody give applause. I always applaud people that get up to ask questions. And so he's right. When I was little, I hated reading. I hated it. My father's a librarian. He worked around books all the time, and I never liked libraries. And it wasn't until I became a teacher that I made reading important, because I realized I grew up with a lot of books around me, and I took it for granted. The question's a good one. And I had, when I taught second grade, 7-year-olds, I had a little boy named Kiara, and Kiara's first grade teacher told me, Kiara doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know anything. And so Kiara would walk into my classroom every single day, and he'd be like, Mr. Brassell, did you see the basketball game last night? Barkley had 18 points and 16 rebounds. And I thought, thank you, Kiara. Because from that day on, every day after lunch, I would sit Kiara on my lap, and we would read the sports page about the basketball game the night before. And by the end of the year, Kiara was my best reader in the class, and all he ever read about was basketball. And it's because of Kiara. I always tell people, it doesn't matter what you read. What matters is how much you read. I was doing a training for a major American corporation, and it was a bunch of people in suits. And I asked all of these people in suits, what was your favorite book growing up? And not a single person said Little Women, Great Expectations, Hamlet. About 70% of the audience said Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. And that told me comic books are just as important as other books. Do I think Shakespeare is important? Absolutely. But you got to get people interested in reading before you get them reading different things. And so if you have a child that likes football, read to them about football. If they like sewing, read to them about sewing. Because interest drives everything that you do. And that's what we're trying to do, is to develop a daily habit where you want to do it. You know, I've never accidentally eaten anything. I like food, and nobody has to tell me to eat it. We had a big feast tonight, and nobody had to tell me to eat it. I ate it. It's the same thing with a book. If it's a book I want to read, nobody has to tell me you read that, because I pick it out myself. So that, as a teacher, make sure you always let the kids determine what they want to read. Thank you for the question.
Okay, Danny, let me summarize what you've just said in Arabic, okay? باختصار هو السؤال كان عن انه لو انا كطالب او انا حتى كتيتشر ما بحبش اقرا في موضوع معين، انا مضطر اقرا فيه؟ لا طبعا، كنا لسه بنقول من شويه الاول. And this is perfect. هو حتى in English we say teach the students what we want but the way they want. even in teaching، يعني حتى ده في التدريس احنا بندرس للطلبه الحاجه اللي احنا عاوزينها، المنهج because we have to، احنا مضطرين لده right، بس بالطريقه اللي هم يحبوها. كمان في قرايه في ريدنج احنا بنخليهم يقروا اللي هم حابينه، زي ما مستر داني دكتور داني كان لسه بيقول على حد اللي كان معاه في الكلاس اللي بقى احسن، بقى في اخر السنه احسن، he was the best reader ever، كان احسن قارئ وهو ما كانش بيعرف اي حاجه خالص. ده ليه؟ علشان كان بيقرا في باسكتبول، هو بيحب باسكتبول فبيقرا عن ده كل يوم بس. اوكي، as simple as that. Any more questions؟ لو اي حد عنده استفسارات او اسئله طبعا نتشرف. استاذ مصطفى. Yes, please.
Thank you. I have a question. We as Egyptians or Arabs, we think that reading the Western culture is a well-spread habit. I think, as example, we watch the movies, Western movies. We saw that actors or people there, they have this habit each day and every day. They have this habit to read each day and every day. Here we have a fact that a few people read, but how can we make people here, Egyptian people, how can we make them to have this habit? How to impart this habit? How to impart this culture to read continuously? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Give him a big hand for his question. first of all, Egyptians are the ones that invented writing, so they definitely know how to read. And when people say, oh, I don't read, I watch movies, well, the actors in those movies don't just create the lines themselves. They have to read a script to create the movie. And here's a tip I always give parents, and I don't know if it's true in Egypt, but in the United States, television sets have to have closed captioning, subtitles. And so one of the easy, I'm gonna guess everybody here has a television in their home. And so one of the easy, quick tips I always give parents is if your child is gonna watch TV, turn on the closed captioning, because it's very difficult to watch a program without reading those subtitles. I got that idea from Finland. If you look at the rest of the world's reading scores, the more you watch TV, the lower the reading scores are. For every country in the world except for one, Finland. Finland has the top reading scores in the world, and they watch the most TV in the world. And how can that be? Because Finland makes really bad TV shows. And so they import shows from the United States, and they have to subtitle all of them in Finnish. And so the kids are reading what's on the screen all the time. And so that's an easy way to get people reading, is always have subtitles when you're watching a TV or a movie. And all DVDs I know have subtitles. They would be in Arabic and maybe other languages as well. So that would be my quick tip. Try and translate all that, Mohammed.
Okay, so what was the question again? What was the question? Yeah, okay. هو كان السؤال انه you're next. كان السؤال انه احنا ازاي نخلي المصريين يقروا. وكانت الاجابه دكتور داني قال انه احنا بنقرا زي اللي كان بيقرا من شويه كده، انه احنا بنقرا في اي حاجه من اي وسيله قرايه. انا مش بحب اقرا من كتاب، اوكي listen to a book. خلاص I will get the knowledge. انا هيبقى عندي المعرفه والفهم من ده، من اي وسيله تواصل، من اي وسيله هتوصل لي معلومه. مش شرط كتاب، ممكن جدا يكون تلفزيون انا بتفرج عليه، ممكن جدا يكون اوديو بوك، كتاب مسموع، ودلوقتي دي مشهوره جدا في العالم الكتب مسموعه، اللي هو كتاب حد بيسجله لي صوت وانا بس بسمع، طالما انا مش بحب امسك كتاب. And this is very nice. حد تالت لا والله انا ما فيش دماغ لده، بس انا بحب اشوف، انا عندي الذكاء ده، بحب اشوف الحاجه مش بحب اسمعها. خلاص اوكي، في كده نوتس بتيجي على النيوز كده، بتيجي اللي هو الشريط بتاع الاخبار، زيه في الكوره، زيه حاله الجو، حاله الطقس. هقرا كل ده وانا قدامي في التلفزيون طالما ما بحبش كتب. And the following question is yes, Muhammad. Yes, and Mr. Adel is next.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Dani so much. It's a great opportunity to meet such a person like you. Thanks a lot. Thanks my dearest friend, Mr. Muhammad Sawaf, Mr. Muhammad Nagib, for your invitation. My question is, first of all, I'm Muhammad Sweet, Business Development Manager for some corporates specialized in medical and healthcare. Before this event, one of most important paradox of me is books for reading for child or for kids. The paradigm is how can I make my kid or make my son to love reading. You said a lot of hints. I think it will be very valuable and will be very important. So I need you recommend some books in this sector. Thank you. And the book, Mr. Muhammad said, the book you are based author, best-selling author for some books. I need to know these books. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you for your question. Kids feel our passion. So the more excited we are about something, the more excited they are about something. So when you're reading with your children, I have 3 children, and whenever I read with them, they ask me to do different voices. So sometimes they'll say, read like a pirate. And so I'll read the book, "Arr, once upon a time, arr." They're like, read like a baby. I'm like, once upon a time. And that gets the kids excited because we make it silly. And that's something that I have no problem looking silly in front of the kids. Another way, if you don't know how to do voices, is sometimes we'll read under the table. Sometimes we'll read bouncing on one leg. I'm always trying to think of different ways to get the kids to remember the experience, because that's what good teachers do, is they always remember something. And so that's one way to really get your kids excited about reading. And then again, all of you that are here are the wrong people to talk to. You already know how important it is for your kids. That's why you came tonight. The people that need to be here didn't come. And so the fact that you're here, there's some little tricks, and that's what I teach in Read Better in 67 Steps in the Reading Breakthrough, is just some basic things you can do. But you're all going to do it because you came. A lot of people had the choice to come and they didn't come. So you all have done that, and so that's really my tip, is just make it fun however you like to do it. You know, sometimes just sitting your child on your knee, because my pastor says this, whether we like it or not, parents, you have the greatest advantage ever. You could be a horrible parent and your child doesn't know it, because to them, your mom or dad, you're their role model. And so I love it when I see parents at these things, because I know that you're doing a good job. So that's, the fact that you're here already tells me that, but just making it fun with silly voices, or you can do just different voices or different places. Those are ways to make it interesting for the kids. Thank you for your question. Muhammad, translate all of that.
Okay.
I'll try to. كان السؤال بيقول عاوزين أسماء كتب ننصحها للطلبة، مظبوط؟ أوكي، أسماء عناوين كتب نديها للطلبة علشان يقرأوا. هي القصة إنه مش إننا ننصحهم بأسماء كتب قد ما إننا ننصحهم يقروا إزاي. هي دي القصة. يس.
نفس الموضوع، يعني نفس الموضوع للبيرنتس. لينا احنا نقرا احنا كتب ازاي نعمل ده.
اوكي، وكان ده من اهمهم اللي هو How to read in 67 steps. هو ده كان كتاب مهم جدا بالظبط. يبقى انا فهمت السؤال غلط. هو السؤال كان لاولياء الامور والتيتشرز، احنا عاوزين كتب نعرف بيها نعلم الطلبه ازاي. هو ده كان من اهم الكتب. ده واحد من ضمن مؤلفات بروفيسير داني براسيل، وواحد من اكثر الكتب مبيعا في العالم. الكتاب اسمه The Reading Breakthrough. Yes, Reading Breakthrough Program. هو ده بيساعد الطلبه وبيساعد المدرسين يعلموا الطلبه ازاي يقروا كويس جدا in 67 steps بالظبط في 67 يوم لمده كل يوم 20 دقيقه. 20 دقيقه ده is the maximum. احنا مش محتاجين وقت اكتر من كده، هو ده 20 دقيقه كفايه جدا على طالب. and this is the program and that's هو ده البرنامج وهو ده الكتاب. فيا ريت لو نقدر كلنا نجيبه ويبقى حاجه رائعه. طبعا it is recommended for all of us. Miss Samia, okay, sure.
أحب أقول لكم إن مستر داني كتب لي دلوقتي ويب سايت وهيبعت حاجات معينة للبيرنتس والطلبة وللمدرسين و thank you very much Mr. داني. حاجة تانية أحب أقولها لأولياء الأمور، أنا اتعلمت القراءة في الخارج، والدي سفير الله يرحمه، وكانت والدتي it's a habit. يعني إيه habit؟ يعني عادة لازم تعودوا ولادكم إنهم يقرأوا. في حاجة اسمها bedtime stories. You have to have 15 minutes like he said 20 minutes. اقعدوا جنبهم في أوضة النوم في البيدروم على السرير. كان في حاجة أنا فاكراها كويس جدا جدا، كان وقتها الكريسماس تايم وكانوا بيعملوا كاندلز متقسمة 20 minutes أو 30 minutes. أول لما بتخلص بتيجي على المارجن بتاعت ال 20 minutes الكاندل بتقف، القصة بتقف هنا. سواء مامي خلصت صفحة أو 2 أو 3 هي بتخلص هنا and we were used to be eager. احنا شغوفين عايزين نعرف what comes next. So we are waiting for it لتاني يوم علشان مامي تيجي تقعد تقرا لنا. أنا عملت نفس الحكاية مع أولادي. كنت باخدهم حتى لو مش فاهمين. حتى لو مش فاهمين وهم صغيرين. They don't have to understand. They have to listen to you. You're reading and it's a time elected بين المامي quality time, our daddy quality time, our family quality time. This is a bedtime story for us and it is the time we're waiting for. بنستنى لغاية لما هي تخش قبل احنا في السراير ومتغطيين ولازم نقرا. لازم نقرا. دي مهمة جدا 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 ان زي ما قلت في الأول.
All our teachers in our school they know better, they know well that teaching reading is a receptive skill as well as listening. They teach their students that once they read, they are going to gain or to absorb new information. In fact, you remind me of my visit to the United States of America when I was at Georgia University. I studied a course in classroom management skills. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. عادل.
مستر عادل كان لسه بيقول انه اهم حاجه اننا نحفز الطلبه انهم يقروا. And this is very important. ده فعلا مهم جدا جدا نحفزهم نعودهم على كده. لو ما حفزناهمش هم هيجيبوا الحافز منين؟ هو لو في طالب ما عندهوش حافز، ما عندهوش دافعيه هجيبها، انا لازم اولدها فيه، لازم اخلق له دافعيه او حافز. One day I was talking to my dear friend Nestor and he asked me a question. Muhammad, why are you working to the late hour? You remember the question? Of course you do because I've just told you about it. Okay, and I said because I'm eager to learn. He said, okay, but it's a late hour now and you're not at work, right? You're not at a school now. I said, yes, I'm not at a school. Of course, it was around 10:30 p.m. He said, so why are you working now? I said, because I'm eager to learn. I'm interested in learning. I'm into learning. And if I'm not into learning, if I'm not eager to learn, my students will never be. If I'm not eager to learn, my students will never be. So if we are not eager to learn, the students or little kids will never be. فعلا احنا لو مش مهتمين بتعليم ولادنا هيهتموا بيه ازاي؟ ابني هيهتم بيه ازاي؟ لو انا مش مهتم، if I'm not that interest، لو انا مش قد كده عندي الدافعيه والاهتمام بالتعليم. That's all for now. Do you have a question? But that was the last one. Okay. Okay. As it is related, right?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Mr. Adil, because you inspired me to ask a question to Dr. Dani. As you have just mentioned, we all know that reading is a receptive skill, and the productive one is writing. Actually, when I saw our students here writing papers, this is because they used to read. Because they were able to read, they were able to produce, they were able to write and to read what they've written and to speak in front of all of you without fear, without concern for being misunderstood or misjudged. So even when some of them got shy, they continued speaking. It didn't really matter for them how people would think of me. So I liked it very much. And my question is, to what extent is reading important for writing?
Great question. Applaud that question. Very good question. So there are plenty of people that are good readers that are not necessarily good writers, but I've never ever met a good writer that wasn't an avid reader. You have to read if you want to be a good writer. And then piggybacking on the encouragement thing, it's our job to encourage students all the time. I love the kids came up here to speak. When I was a little kid, I would have never done that. Because when I was a kid, I stuttered. I had a speaking disability. And it was I had people call me stupid all the time. And it was a teacher that sat me down one day and she started singing things to me. And I would sing them back to her. And gradually, I lost my stutter. And many years later, the little boy who couldn't speak now gets paid to speak around the world. And that's what I always tell kids that think they can't do anything. If there's one thing humans have proven is anything is possible. You know, I get excited, and I'm getting excited right now thinking about technology. A lot of people think technology is the death of literacy, and I completely disagree with that. People say that people aren't reading as much, but I see people all the time sitting there reading their phones, and I'm excited because right now there's some poor kid outside in the country in Egypt, but if that kid has a laptop computer and an internet connection, that kid has the same access as the president of Google. The world just got a whole lot smaller, and I'm excited because we're going to start seeing people from all over the world have a huge impact on society. I know that's beyond your question, Mata. The simple answer to your question is you got to read if you want to be a good writer. I've never seen a good writer that's not a very good reader. And until Trump was elected president, I always said good leaders are good readers too, but that's obviously not the case.
Okay, simply باختصار شديد السؤال كان ايه علاقة الريدنج برايتنج؟ رايتنج اللي ولادنا عملوه النهارده، ولادنا كانوا جايين كاتبين باراجرافز وطلعوا قروها هنا صح؟ مظبوط؟ هو جابوا الرايتنج سكيلز دي منين؟ من ريدنج بالاساس، هو ده علشان ريدنج ان انجلش تشالنج وغيره من بروجرامز واكتيفيتيز وغيره من being interested in reading. اكيد من البيرنتس في البيت هم كمان بيساعدونا. حضراتكم كبيرنتس بتساعدونا اكيد في البيت طبعا. مدرسه من غير بيرنتس ما تنفعش. عمرها ما كانت هتطلع طالب زي كده. زي ولادنا اللي كانوا بيقروا من شويه دول. اما بقى اني لو انا بقرا شويه وبلقلق في الكلام وعندي تهتها في الكلام this is normal. داني لسه بيقول انا وانا صغير كان عندي تهتها رهيبه، كان عنده مشكله في النطق لدرجه ان بعض التيتشرز كانوا بيقولوا له يا غبي اقعد ورا انت غبي. هو دلوقتي بيقول الغبي اللي كانوا بيقولوا له غبي زمان دلوقتي بيدفع له فلوس قد كده عشان يعمل محاضرات في العالم. بس and that's how it is to be. هو المفروض احنا نعامل ولادنا كده، المفروض انه مفيش حاجه اسمها غبي، مفيش حاجه اسمها متخلف. انا لو بقول لابني يا غبي يبقى انا اللي غبي. انا لو بقول لابني يا غبي يبقى اكيد انا اللي عندي مشكله. انا اللي مش فاهمه. اصل هو مش شاطر في المدرسه، مش مهم. اصل هو ما بيجيبش درجات عاليه، مش مهم. بس هو اكيد ذكي جدا في حاجات ثانيه. اكيد لو دورت جواه هلاقي منه رسام خطير او لعيب كوره رائع. مش شرط يكون perfect في كل حاجه because perfection is for God. احنا بنقول الكمال لله، مفيش حد كامل. يعني عمري ما هلاقي ابني شكله جميل وشعره اصفر وعينيه خضر وشاطر في المدرسه وذكي جدا وبيلعب كوره حلوه قوي وبيرسم الله وخطه احلى من خطي؟ مستحيل، صعب جدا اني اكمل فيه كل ده، ولو لقيته كده لا قدر الله وارد جدا يكون صح يعني مشاكل، صح؟ ما هي سبحان الله هو لازم يبقى فيها بالانس. احنا كل ما هنالك اللي بنقدر نعمله اننا نحفز ولادنا انهم يكونوا احسن في اي مجال وبس، انما يا غبي ويا متخلف وانت ما بتفهمش ده مش تحفيز اطلاقا، وفاشل اطلاقا. يا فاشل دي بتطلع فاشل على طول، يا فاشل انت غبي انت ده ما بيطلعش الا حد فاشل للاسف. انما طول الوقت لو بحفزه انت برافو عليك هايل ما شاء الله this is perfect انت جميل انت شاطر you very smart، وقتها هنشوف ولادنا دول بقوا ايه فعلا. they're going to be leaders in the future ان شاء الله. Now we're done. شاكر جدا لحضراتكم ولوجودكم الكريم. ودلوقتي انا حابب حضراتكم بالذات يا ريت نبدا بالضيوف يا شباب بعد اذنكم. نبدا بالساده الاكارم الافاضل الضيوف يتفضلوا يستلموا الشهادات بتاعتهم حالا. ولو حد حابب من ولادنا طبعا يتصور مع دكتور داني يا ريت. اوكي؟
استاذن مستر محمد وضيوفنا الكرام الاطفال نبدا بيهم ياخدوا الشهادات ويقفوا هنا ستريت لاين عشان ناخد صوره تذكاريه مع بعض. هنصور واحد واحد يبقى خلاص احنا كده صف واحد. دكتور باسيل معلش، دكتور سحر، دكتور مفرح معلش استحملونا، لا هنسهر بقى طالما هي واحد عند واحد فاحنا قاعدين. يا مستر محمد ما تديهم الشهادات ويبقوا ستريت لاين هنا ونصور كلنا مع بعض عشان بس الوقت، لان في البيرنتس ليهم، التيشرز ليهم، الضيوف ليهم وهكذا. يلا حبايبي. لا ده في موضوع بقى كده، في موضوع يا مستر نجيب. ها كده في موضوع. طيب ناخد الشهادات كلنا ونقف مع دكتور. يلا اللي معاه شهاده، اللي ما خدش شهاده يجي ياخد شهاده. يلا حبايبي اديهم الشهادات مستر نجيب. هي عموما شهادات عشان تكونوا حضراتكم عارفين، هي الشهاده شهاده حضور وهي ما فيهاش اسم محدد، هو بيحط اسمه بعد كده. استدعي الطلاب يا مستر نجيب عندك.